And that is why Indian engineers are in demand. One, because we are a English speaking nation. Second is that we have more engineers than any other country in the world. Hello and welcome everyone. If you're new to this channel, then my name is Amit Patel and you are watching Musings with Software Engineers. Now, if you're new, then subscribe to this channel because on this channel, I share ideas, insights, tools, and tactics. So, if you want to grow really fast in the software industry, then subscribe now and press the bell icon. So, let us begin. What is your take on the on-site opportunity during these uncertain times? So first thing is you have to understand is that when Trump came into power, okay, he put a lot of restriction on H-1B visas. Okay, and this happened in the last 6 years. So first is in the last 6 years, in US, a lot of companies faced H-1B problems. So already the on-site opportunities within most of the software companies had reduced during the Trump era. Now we have a new president, Joe Biden. We don't know what is going to happen. But as far as US was concerned, a lot of on-site opportunities were reduced because of the Trump regime and because of putting all restrictions on H1B visas. Okay, because H1B is the main visa under which most of the software companies in India send their employees to foreign shores, okay, where they can send for a period of 3 years or more. Okay, so that is the thing that happened. But MNC companies like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, companies which are headquartered in US, they were still able to get their employees on H1B to US. Okay, even during the time, so the only 1% of visa was rejected for these companies. For MNC companies, less than 1% of visas were rejected under H1B. But when you compare that to service-based companies like TCS, Infosys, most of the Indian companies, even Cognizant and IBM, and any company that have a big presence in India, for those service-based company, most of the companies could not get their employees H1B visa. There was almost, I think, between 60% to 75% rejection. Now, this was during that 6 years period of time. Now, when this was happening, other companies, other countries opened up their visa regime. Canada, since the year 2018, they started entertaining more than 4 lakh people every year for work visas or PR or for any kind of a visa where people can come and work in Canada. Okay, so these countries opened up: Canada, Australia, Germany, a lot of European countries, United Kingdom, okay, then New Zealand. These companies opened up their visas because now there were a lot of employees who were ready to go to these other countries. Okay, so people were getting on-site opportunities during this period when US on-site opportunities were coming down, but other countries, the on-site opportunities were growing steadily. Okay, now came the pandemic. In the last 6 months, okay, the entire on-site thing must have come down as much as possible. Okay, and what I feel is all the people who had come to visit India during the lockdown and then got locked down, they are still in India and they are still working from here because after pandemic every country went into lockdown and they announced you can work from anywhere that you are living. Okay, in US, in most of the foreign countries, most lot of people lost jobs Even in IT, a lot of people lost jobs. So there will be a lot of people, even having visas, who must have lost jobs within those countries. Okay. But as the pandemic is opening up, now since the pandemic is opening up, okay, now the visa will again start, because even before the pandemic, the requirement of IT professionals across the world is very high. It's very high. Okay. And even if you combine all the universities in the world, leaving the Indian universities and the Chinese universities, if you leave these two countries, because we are the most populous countries on the planet, those universities do not have the capacity to fulfill the software or the IT requirement of these countries. Okay, and that is why Indian engineers are in demand. One, because we are a English speaking nation. Second is that we have more engineers than any other country in the world. That is the big advantage we are having. Okay, countries are trying to change this, but it is impossible to change because of the population advantage. Okay, we have something like 30 to 40 lakh engineers coming out almost every year. Almost every year. Okay, out of that, all more than 60 to 70% engineers are consumed within India itself. Okay, so you can understand how much uh, how many engineers can be easily going abroad. And what these companies do, all the foreign companies come and first pick all our best engineers and go away. So IITs, NITs, the top colleges in India, from there they pick the engineers, and they will first hire them within India. So let's say Microsoft will hire freshers right out of college within India, and within 1 year they will file for H1B and they will take them on their shore. Okay, so that is how these companies will do. Okay, so the when you're talking about my take on on-site opportunities during these uncertain times, on-site opportunities are going to open up. They're not yet open, but it is not going to be possible to keep them down. Okay, another thing is that a lot of people have started working from home. There is a possibility that you can be sitting in India and working for a company abroad. This possibility is also there. Okay, which is a huge possibility, which is a really good possibility, because most of the companies now, 60 to 70% of companies are thinking of having an entirely work from home workforce. So it does not matter where you are living, within which region you are living. If your communication is good, if you're a good engineer, then chances are that sitting here, you will be able to work in some international companies. Okay, but the fun is going on site and working on their shore. Okay, so Chetan, if you're really interested in working in international countries, uh, if you are young, then instead of just waiting for your software company to send you, I would suggest you a easier path. Okay, while you are on a job or whatever, you do your job, but on the side, you take some very good certification. Take a certification in the high paying jobs within software, something like data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, some digital technology or some digital transformation technology. Okay, take very good certification and simultaneously start your PR process. Okay, PR means permanent residency, where you get a chance to go to a certain country, live there, and work there. Okay, so if you can get a PR, if it is possible for you to get a PR, then you don't have to depend on a company to send you abroad. You can go on your own and work in foreign countries. I've seen a lot of people do this. I had a colleague of mine who used to work with me. uh, he While he was working, he did all the efforts to get a PR for Australia. Okay, and I was in Australia between 2014 and 2017. When I was leaving Australia, he came to Australia on. He got a PR. He came to Australia. He had a job even before landing in Australia. He had a job, two jobs he had. From that, he picked up one job and he started working in Australia, and that he was able to do using PR. There are a lot of people who do PR. If you go online, you'll find somebody uh, who's done a PR and he's gone to work internationally. Okay, so if you're really interested in working in international, and it's really interesting to work internationally, if you work internationally for a few years and you come back to India, in India also your value goes up, because now you know the way of working of those countries and you are able to come here and also incorporate that within the companies here. So those are the advantages. But if you really want to go on site, you can also think about this PR route if you are not getting an opportunity within your own company. Okay, so this is a possibility. So I hope that you are able to do this. So I hope that this video is useful to you. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, okay, and share these videos as much as possible. Thank you very much. Stay focused, stay rich, and see you in the next video.